Lisa Hamner. I have lived in Semmes my entire life, so I'm kind of appealing to you on a personal level. Born and raised here, never lived anywhere else. Wouldn't have it any other way. I have 3 kids of my own. I feel totally safe in the city of Semmes raising my children here. I have a niece and nephew that are very young. Love to take them to the park. Love to get them out, do things with them in the Semmes community. Having something like this in our community would keep us from driving to Bay Minette, which is where we currently have to drive to have my little adorable niece and nephew enjoy some cooling off. Because I know Semmes has a park behind Mary Montgomery, but our summers are very hot. So from June until September, they can't enjoy that space because it's just the sweat's beating off of them. It's just not an enjoyable experience. The plastic's hot, they can't slide down the slide because it burns their legs. So there's really not an avenue to take my kids or my niece and nephew in this area during the heat of summer. I'd like to address a couple other things that was already mentioned. As far as the railroad tracks, if you count the parks in Semmes, most of them are near a railroad track. I don't feel unsafe at a single park in Semmes. I have my kids there. I feel much less safe at Municipal Park than I feel at the Medal of Honor Park or any other park in this area.
You have 1 minute.
Okay, thank you. As far as having to drive to it, we live in the country. You gotta drive to go anywhere, but at least I wouldn't have to drive 50 minutes to Bay Minette versus 4 minutes to a splash pad in Semmes. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Baker, any comments?
I guess I would just ask, I think the consensus of the crowd is a splash pad is a good thing. Since you were the last speaker, I'll just ask you.
Okay.
If we had a splash pad in a more accessible area, would you support that?
I would be supportive of a splash pad anywhere in Semmes. The location doesn't necessarily have to be locked into stone. I mean, I don't, is that what we're saying tonight, that it has to be blocked
No,
into
I'm just
stone
kinda
in order to
curious.
apply for this grant?
Yeah.
No?
I don't believe, and I think it's the application is for, and tell me if I'm wrong here. We're saying we'd like to apply for this grant to obtain funds to match our funds to build a park / splash pad / whatever else this thing would be. But we're not locked in stone as to location.
No.
Okay, so in other words, if we applied for the money and it was granted, we could consider other alternative spots.
Absolutely. I think it would be a total waste to throw $130,000 out this window.
The people I've spoken to, just in general, I went out this past weekend. I was out with the festival over here, and I asked about 10 or 15 people, hey, if we were to build a splash pad, where would you like it? And most of them said they would like us to have it someplace near the center, which for most of us is somewhere near CVS, Walgreens, the library, somewhere over there, kind of on the track where you're going to go past it every day. And as you mentioned with the Veterans Park, one of the beautiful things about the Veterans Park is it kind of provides its own security, in that literally all day long there's a steady stream of people looking at it. It's safeguarded almost by the people. And if you had a splash pad over that area, that too would be a factor. There would be no remoteness, So I just mentioned that as a thought.
Okay.
That's all.
Smith?
Thank you. Well, that, of course, is a big problem that we're concerned about. This is such a remote place. There's no traffic by it. We would have to provide extra, runs by sheriff's deputies every few hours or something, some kind of security for it. But I personally, I just was interested in knowing, what's the age of your munchkins there?
I have a 2-year-old nephew, a 4-year-old niece, I have a 10-year-old son, a 12-year-old son, and a 16-year-old daughter that babysits. Her children that she babysits.
Can I ask you one more question? Have you ever been to a splash pad?
Oh, yes,
Okay, very good. Which of your children liked it best?
all of them,
All the way up to 16?
yes.
Okay,
She plays with, we take my niece and nephew,
sure.
and we all enjoy it.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Webb?
Comment?
Ms. Franson?
No comment.
Mr. Shirey?
You say you have to go all the way to Bayonet. Why do you not go to the couple that are here in Mobile that are maybe 8 miles from you instead of 45 miles?
Well, there is, that one up there is in a small community, and it feels very safe to me. Sort of feels like Semmes. So, the fact that it being a small community, it's something that, like, I don't take my kids to Municipal Park. It's just, there's a difference.
I'm just curious.
Okay.
Thank you. One of the things about the location, the city's trying to utilize property that we have available right now, because our council has made it evidently and abundantly clear that the city cannot purchase any more property during this term. And that is in public records, that is in meeting minutes. These two individuals in particular said that they had a problem with the city purchasing any additional property during this term. So what we're trying to do is make the best use of what we already have. I do not believe that this property is unsafe. Actually, for the fire department to be out there at Station 3, it's a very quiet, nice place. I don't think that it is unsafe. We've not had any problems out there at all. We haven't had problems with people jumping off the train. I think if they jumped off the train through that area, they'd probably break their neck. It doesn't stop there for people get on and off of trains either. So, but now if the council would like to consider buying some more property in the historic core, I would be very, very happy to look at that. Okay? All right, next.
Robin Bowden?